It's my pleasure to introduce a very, very courageous young woman, Licia. Come on. Careful, the stairs aren't too bad, but you got a good shoe choice. Licia is an incredibly courageous and strong woman who has been through quite a bit of adversity. And this is the first time she's sharing her story, but you are in incredible good hands with our good friends. And these are the people who make so much possible, and thank you for letting them know how they made a difference in your life.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to be right here. So if it gets hard, I'm going to come up and help you out. Okay. All right.
First of all, I'd like to say good evening to everybody. And I'm honored to be here. And I'm grateful. And I'll just go ahead and read before I I'm so grateful, you know. Okay. Good evening, my name is Licia, and I'm a former client of Doorways. I'm proud to be here this evening to tell you how important Doorways was to me. How it helped me to change my life, and to thank you for the role that you play in that. Before I share my story, I want to tell you about the most important thing that Doorways taught me. How to be resilient. When you are resilient, you're able to adapt to life's misfortunes and setbacks. When you are resilient, you tap into your inner strength and rebound more quickly from your setbacks or challenges. Resilience doesn't make your problem go away, but it can give you the ability to pass them. Find enjoyment in life and handle stress better. Being resilient, it also doesn't mean going it alone. And I thank you, Doorways. In fact, being able to reach out to others for support is critical. That is what Doorways was for me, and still is. I still call Doorways and talk to them, and now emailing, and so I'm always updating them on the newness and greatness that's going on in my life. So, okay, support and resiliency. Support and resilience. Without that, I know that that weight of everything that has happened, excuse me, to me in my life would have drowned me by now. I learned how cruel people could be from a very early age. Instead of protecting me, the adults in my life introduced me to alcohol, drugs, and family abuse, and domestic violence. And those things followed me throughout my life. By the time I was an adult in a relationship with my third abusive boyfriend, I had so many broken bones, cuts, bruises, that the hospital staff knew me by name. As bad as all that was, the damage inside was worse, and it couldn't have been healed by a cast or a pill. I was depressed, anxious, scared, and I truly believe that the way I had been treated through life was what I deserved. After such a long pattern of abuse, I'd finally come to a point where enough was enough. And that was when I reached out to Doorways. I am so grateful that they answered my call. Okay. I moved into Doorways Domestic Violence Safe House last summer. I felt welcome and safe from the very beginning. The staff at Doorways immediately provided me with clothes, supplies, and anything else that I needed. The more time I spent there and the more I got to know staff and volunteers, the more I knew that they really cared about me. My counselor, Melanie, helped me to understand that what had been done to me was never really about me, and it didn't define who I was. She allowed me to see in myself what I couldn't see. That I was wonderfully made, and that nothing that happened to me that was going to change that fact. She never judged me or let me judge myself, and most important of all, she taught me to be patient with myself and take the time I needed to heal. I didn't know that back then, but I really needed someone to tell me that it was okay to slow down and focus on my wellness. I was going through life from an early age, as I said before, just rushing through life and not allowed to know, how to gain my wellness and how to be whole. And it's been a long road for me. I just want to tell y'all that it's been a very long road. Since the age of 8 is when I began to deal with these struggles of life. And I spoke out then, and I'm speaking out now. Luz Maria, my financial counselor, helped me to learn how to spend my money well, and more importantly, how to not spend it. She helped me learn about my past, my credit, and to encourage me to begin saving my money. To this day, I carry the red card that she gave me that reminded me that I should not be spending money when I was in the nearby mall. It's a card that just tells you, should you be spending? Why are you yeah, like really. So I take it out every time I go to the mall, sometimes 2 or 3 times. Because it's hard. When I felt I was ready to move out and stand on my own, Kathy Paul, the housing locator, was there for me. She supported my move every step of the way. She would go with me to the site to talk to the landlord. She helped me fill out my application. She did my walkthrough with me. anything that I asked, it was just like, is that in your job title? Can you do that? And she's like, yeah, sure I can do that. You know, I can go with you and do that, Licia. So I'm like, so thankful for that because it's my first apartment. So she was there, and I'm very thankful for her as well. I could go, I don't know, it's everybody's name. A lot of people have been there, just everybody that have been there. Like Caroline was saying, some faces you'll never know, and that's on both ends, you know. I've had to call the hotline plenty of times before I even stepped foot into doorways. You know, I knew about doorways. So I'm just grateful that one day where I said enough was enough, and I knew that it was finished, that I had more to me, that I had a life, that I was worthy of all the greatness that is to become in my life from the time that I started that process. So today, while it hasn't been too long since I left Doorways, I'm continuing to grow. I no longer surround myself with the people or things that keep me in abuse. And I'm not looking back. I'm in the process of obtaining my GED transcript and plans for, and plans to start, I'm using this as a guideline, but I really am a good speaker, but plans to start classes in the fall. I want to go to school for, well, it's put here for social work, but social behavior science. So that I can work and I can help people like Doorways help me. I know that helping others will in turn give me the help continually to heal and grow. I've obtained training in healing communities and certificate in the healing communities. I've also received Most Improved Player for phenomenal. That's Calvin. That's my phenomenal participation in my peer support group. I'm a leader in my church, and I'm the president of the usher board at my church. And most importantly, I allow nothing to cloud my judgment or wellness. I have boundaries. I celebrate my independence and strive to help others. Now, just back to the resilience for a moment. I am living proof that you can turn the negative into a positive and learn to be happy when you are going through the worst. You never think you are going to be victorious. But Doorways help me to find my strength, myself. I know now that things that have been done to me do not define me. They define others, and they can just take it right back. All right. Now I have a vision of my life. I am letting go of my past and striving to do the things that God has for me, to become a better person and to help others in similar situations. For each of you, I want to thank you for being a part of my healing and my journey. You make doorways possible, and doorways made my brighter future possible. I have hope, I have clarity and faith, and for that I thank you so much. It is my first time, so I was, thank God for Heather. I'm sorry, Heather. Thank God for Heather. She was working with me tediously over this is my words. But needless to say, we spent hours. Heather actually was on the phone with me for hours. And I never felt like, you know, I was doing too much or like, you know, like on a time frame. You know, it was never that interjection where it was like, yeah, okay, you know, it never was that. It was just straightforward. It was just like flowing so naturally, and it was coming out, and it was life, and it was not just, you know, still just, you know, it wasn't like frozen, it wasn't death, it was just life that I was able to be able just to express that. So in closing, I want to share a poem. It's called My Independence. I was thinking of this one or another one, but I chose, well, we were able to come up with this.
We chose it together.
Yeah, we chose it together. No, we really did, you guys. I'm going, okay, it's called My Independence. And I looked this up off the internet. I did not write it. Okay, let me just share with you. For this, since I think it was January the 19th, December the 16th, when I talked to Melanie about it, January the 19th. Now, see, I can remember that, but I can't remember what to say. And that whole time since the other day, I wrote so many different things that I could say, that I was going to say, and it's really in my notebook at home because I just felt that this was the best thing to say. And then when it came to the end, I was like, oh, I didn't do a poem, and the poem is so healing, it's nurturing, so let me just come with a nurturing poem. I do write poems. I am a poemstress. But I chose this one off the internet last evening at about 11 and emailed it out. It's called My Independence. I'm going to do well. I'm going to do well. I'll definitely succeed. Doesn't bother me now what life wants to throw at me. I'm going to tackle it, no matter how hard it'll be. I know deep down inside somewhere is a strength I've yet to find. I have the strength to continue along this stubborn path. No bitterness will deter me. No spitefulness will be heard. Above all, no pain shall ever be felt again. Only a brighter and better life shall be had by me. Yeah.